Now it is time to check back in with our summer sweater knit along.
We hope you have sleeves.
This is our Zadie sweater.
Yep.
So last time we checked in with you guys and we said, let's knit the body.
We did, we said that.
And now we've knit our sleeves. And today is like an epic moment because we're gonna join them all and it's going to start looking like an actual garment, I think.
It's gonna feel like a sweater. So we know there's gonna be a lot of people that have moved past this because we've left lots of time for people to knit this, so it's not a race. We're gonna show you that it's actually joining, and then we're also gonna talk about the short rows.
Yes, because you've got an option here.
Yeah.
So once you get up to this point, we're going to show you how to join it all. The next few rows, you can either knit plain, where you're increasing the front and back of your sweater at the same rate, or you can do a few short rows, which are only going to work across a portion of your sweater, and that will just raise the back of your collar up a little bit.
Yeah.
It creates a little more fabric back there, which is kind of the way our bodies are shaped.
Some people like more of a boat neck, where it's sort of more equally spaced from the front and the back, the opening. I chose for my pattern just to raise it a little bit.
I did the short rows.
Yeah, I did too.
It's not scary. And we're going to show you how to do it. And it really is only a few rows.
Yeah.
But before we get to that, we need to join in the round. So are you going to show us how to do that?
I'm going to show you how to do that.
Okay.
So now what I am going to do is I am going to slip all of my sleeve stitches onto the main body of the sweater. So after you've slipped all of your stitches, make sure you don't forget to place your marker. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to slip all these stitches on my cable onto the next needle so I can be on the other side to pick up the rest of my sleeve stitches. Okay, so on to sleeve number 2. We are now going to slip our sleeve stitches for the second sleeve, just like we did for the first. So now both sleeve stitches have been joined to the body. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to slip my back stitches all the way to the beginning and adding my contrast marker. Don't forget to add a contrasting marker because this is our new beginning of round. So our next step is the short rows. So what I have done is the first step, they ask you to place 2 locking stitch markers, 15 stitches in from our front stitch markers. So this is the front of my work. Here are my 2 sleeve stitch markers, and I have placed 2 stitch markers, 15 stitches in from each side. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to knit from where we left off up to the new locking stitch marker at the front of the sweater. So I'm at the point in my pattern where it had told me to stop 1 stitch before my new locking front stitch marker. Now I'm going to work my first short row stitch. For these short rows, the reason she's added them in here is it's building extra fabric rows in only certain parts of the sweater, so it gives you that shaping around the back of your neck that we talked about. I had a tricky time in the pattern, so we wanted to show you this step because, you know, visually, now that we see it and we've done it, we know exactly what to do. So those stitch markers go on the front, and then this is the direction you're going to be knitting.
Yes. So your short rows actually are a little bit of the front,
Yeah.
your sleeve, and all the way across the back, and the other sleeve, and a little bit of the front as well. So you're not working any of these middle front stitches. Your short rows are building fabric on sort of the sleeves and back.
Isn't that funny? I could picture where these front ones go, and I just thought,
so yeah, let me show you what that's going to look like and why you might want to consider doing that on your sweater.
Okay.
So if you can see here, the neckline is slightly higher at the back than the front. You can see that. So if you choose to do the short rows, that's what your sweater is going to look like. If you don't choose to do the short rows, you're going to get more of like a true boat neck where it's even on the front and kind of, it'll feel like it dips a little at the back. It's really pretty both ways.
Yeah.
You get the option of what you'd like to do with your sweater.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. And now you're into like the super fun part of your sweater, I feel like. You get to establish this cable pattern, and I think you're kind of in the home stretch.
You certainly are. I felt like that when we got to this point.
Yeah, and the next time we check in with you guys, we're going to finish our cables and doing a decrease heading really into the home stretch.
I can see the finish line next time we chat.
So I hope you guys are loving your Zadie sweater,
Yeah.
just like we are. And now you're all in one piece and you're off to the races. It's an actual sweater now.
And don't forget to post your progress. We have hashtags. We have hashtag knit-along
and hashtag off our needles.
Yep.
And this is the fun part, you guys. When you do a knit along, we want to see your stuff.
Yes.
Show us your sweater. And if you have any questions or comments, you know we've got our Ravelry group off our needles. So Jodi's always in there answering questions. So we would love to hear from you.